G'day, Grandiose Imaginosa, writing stuff. So what I have here, 3 pages, 4 pages, that one can't use, that I've got, can you see, made up words, 3 pages of them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle these, and then I'm going to point to one of these words. All of these are, theoretically names of characters, just created months ago. So I haven't really looked. Normally I create lots of random names. They're not exactly random, but they're nonsensical names. And then I come back and I pick one that has a little fizz in my head, and then I create a character from that name. This time I'm not going for the fizz. I'm just randomly going to point, show you the name my finger lands on, and then I'm going to spend a few minutes trying to create a character and or a species for that character just on the basis of what my imagination does with the name. And let's see what happens. So shuffle, 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 point. Let's get that. Merlan. Merlan. That's what my finger landed on. Okay. Did I even spell that right? Yeah, I did. Okay. So what does my imagination do with that name? Very often you have to get the stone rolling down the hill before you can direct it. Stationary stone, no imagination at work, nothing. Get the stone moving, you can start to give it some direction. So Merlin, rather than sit here thinking nothing, because that's often what's in my head, nothing, I start writing. Okay. Now, the thing with making up names from just putting sounds together, is that there's been a lot of stuff. There are a lot of words, and not just in English, but there are a lot of words, lots of syllables put together in different sounds in the world. So there's always a good chance that the completely random and made-up name you come up with already exists or is very close to something which already exists. Is there not a Disney cartoon movie character that's also close to this? I'd have to go and look that up, and I'm not going to spend the time looking it up. I'm not necessarily going to use this character in anything, and if I did, and I needed to, I'd change the lettering so that no one was ever going to hit me with the copyright nonsense. But you saw I shuffled and random, and if you want to go, maybe they're all just Merland, no. You can see there's lots of other names that I might have accidentally found by shuffling and pointing. This was properly random. Okay, so smooth. What did I say? Smooth, easy, slow, and feels deep to me. That's a very definite kind of character. Drifted and floated, kind of synonyms, but anyway. Probably should be a comma there. There. Okay, so I don't want this video to get too long, so I will stop there and say something. So I said I was going to write or describe, create a character, which is what I have done. I am a storyteller, so I write the story from that name with those few ideas, easy, slow, deep. And then I start a story. And in the story, I get to see or create, whichever term you want to use, that character and what it is about her. Now, if I wrote more, it would become more obvious that I'm not just writing about deep, but that whole smooth, slow and easy. Merlin's way of going through the world, even with this mysterious power she has, is to go smoothly, easily and slowly. That is her nature. If she becomes a character in the book, that will be who she is. Great power, used in small ways mostly, used with care, used with consideration, slow, easy, not forcing her way through events and through the world. Now, such a character raises all kinds of questions. Is that an ethical way to use great power? Should you not use it more proactively for good purposes? Because sure as hell, if you're a malicious, evil, nasty, selfish little prick, and there are plenty of those in the world, and you had this power, you would use it like we see rich people using their power for very little good reason, just to make more money, and more money than they or 100,000 of their descendants can ever spend on anything that mattered, at least. So if the evil, selfish and malicious would use power as much as they could for their own benefit, ought not the good person use their power for the good? Fantasy characters and the issue of characters having greater power, ability is greater than the average, etc., raise this question all the time. Often the question is ignored, and I might ignore it, because sometimes that question just gets in the way of telling the story you want to tell. But the question is always there. The issue of power and what you do with it and what you don't do with it. Oh, noisy dog. Didn't like something he heard outside. That's what you get when you get a German Shepherd. Guard dog. Okay. So, that's enough talking. There's the character, Merlin. Don't know if I'll use it or not. And by the way, the Vargasang, that's a species I've never heard of before. Just came out on the page right there. But I kind of like it. It's a name for a species, the Vargasangs. Might hang on to that. Okay. That's it from me. I hope you're enjoying whatever you're reading, or you're enjoying whatever you're writing. See you next time.